Butch and Bob Show.
World famous Butch and Bob Show here on WIFO 105.5 FM in Jesup, Big Dog Country Radio. And Bob, how's it going?
It's good.
Doing good?
Yep. 4 days away from Georgia football. It's good.
4 days away. Georgia,
Go
Clemson.
Dogs.
Don't get any bigger than that, just about. Man.
I'm going to whip up on Clemson.
And Georgia Tech beating Florida State.
Dabo's going to be crying by halftime. So
Halftime, just crying in his orange tie.
Yeah, I can't wait to see his halftime interview. What are you going to do, Dabo? Say, throw in the towel. It's over.
Well, I think it'll be pretty close for, probably through the first half and getting to the third quarter, but I think by the middle of the third quarter we'll start pulling away.
I'm looking for Blowout City. That's all.
Blowout City. And what did you think about Tech beating Florida State?
I was glad, I'm happy for Weston Franklin, happy for his parents. Go all the way out to Dublin, Ireland, you want to win. So,
yeah.
I was happy for them. And Weston played a heck of a game. I said all they did was line up and just run it down FSU's throat. And
smash mouth football, huh?
I mean,
I love that smash mouth football.
That's what it was. I mean, FSU had no answer for their running game. The Tech quarterback played a good ball game. So, big upset win. 10.5 point underdogs to go out there and win. That was a big win for Georgia Tech. Nick Saban said it during the pregame show. He didn't pick them to win, but he said that Tech's going to have a real good year. That they finally got some defensive help, got a new defense coordinator. He said that was their issue last year. So, I enjoyed listening to Saban Saturday. He's very knowledgeable.
Well, he is very knowledgeable. You can't get too much more knowledgeable than Nick is.
Coach
Saban.
He's just a world of knowledge. But, he was pretty much on point on all those games Saturday. So I enjoyed watching him on Saturday morning.
Well, that show that we carried before the high school coaches show at 6:30 from 5:30 to 6:30, we hear that with Jason Bishop show. And Jason Bishop so take it to the bank. Tech's going to beat Florida State. And he was right, and other folks kind of felt the same way. But, Florida State still, they were undefeated last year. The only game they lost was when we just blew them out in the Orange Bowl. Georgia did.
Well, the only person that picked them on Saturday was the wrestler.
The wrestler?
The Ireland.
The wrestler in Ireland picked him? Way to go.
Everybody else had FSU.
Well, it's hard to pick against FSU. They got supposedly the better athletes and stuff like that. They finished undefeated last year except for the ball game. They had a lot of returners this year, and you expected them to win. A lot of folks were like Coach Saban that said it's going to be a close game. It's not going to be a blowout that a lot of people think, but there's a few here, there, and yonder that was saying that Tech would win. Mainly Tech fans, but
Joe Roddy had him winning Friday night.
Joe did. Joe had him winning.
That's his bullseye pick of the week. So
bullseye pick of the week.
Congrats to Joe Roddy.
Way to go, Joe.
I was giving him heck in that press box down. He was crazy as a run-over dog, but he proved to be correct.
All right. Well, Bob, we got a guest in here this morning. We got Faith Tested in from the Wayne County Chamber of Commerce. Good morning, Faith.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Doing good. Faith is new with the Chamber, started there and helping Dina out there, getting all the good stuff done by the Chamber. And Faith, what's going on with the Wayne County Chamber of Commerce?
So we have a lot of events coming up, but I will only bother y'all with talking about 3 of them today.
Well, go right ahead.
So
You're not bothering us at all. We got plenty of time.
We extended our deadline for the Youth Leadership Wayne. Those applications are now due tomorrow at 3:30 p.m. instead of last Friday. We had some high school students at Wayne County High School that still needed a little extra time, so we wanted to give enough time for everybody to have time to submit their applications and do a good job at it. So those are due tomorrow at 3:30 p.m. They can be emailed to Aaron Franks at wayne.k12.ga.us, or they can be dropped off at the Chamber of Commerce office, which is 216 West Plum Street.
All right.
And then our next event, also happening tomorrow, is we have a ribbon cutting at Blessed Girls Creations. They have been an online, per to say, business for a while, but they've just gotten their storefront and joined the chamber, so we are really excited to have them as members and do their official ribbon cutting tomorrow at 4. Their building is located at 185 Sunset Boulevard. So it's where the old Chanberries used to be.
Yeah, right there at the intersection of Orange Street and Sunset Boulevard.
Yes, right next to Sheffield's, all that good
Right.
stuff. Yep, so they're right there. So anybody in the community is welcome to come and visit. We'll be doing raffles. It'll be a good time of networking and then celebrating all of Blessed Girls Creations accomplishments.
And that's at 4 tomorrow.
Yes.
Okay.
And then next month, which is only like 2 weeks away, is our Brew and Build. So this is our first event. It is a business development initiative that we have started. So this session will be sponsored by Anchored, and the facilitator will be Shauna Mattingly, and we'll be speaking about mental and emotional well-being in the workplace.
So Anchored in Wellness is the sponsor on this, right?
Yes, they are.
Okay.
Yep, so Shauna's going to be talking to us about how to equip your staff with the knowledge and the tools to prepare if there are any mental or emotional well-being concerns at the job. Boost morale, things like that.
Okay. So that's coming up on what date again?
It is September 5th, and that will be from 8:30 to 10 at Coastal Pines in the Polytech Center. And that is $15 for members and $20 for non-members.
That's coming up about a week from now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, sounds
and
good.
We'll provide, obviously, coffee by the grind. We can't have a brew and build without any brew.
Gotta have the brew.
And there will also be some light breakfast items there also.
All right. Chamber's staying quite busy, isn't it? As
They
always.
are, yes.
As always. So how you liking your new position there with the Chamber?
I love it. It keeps me busy.
Yeah, it sure does. We work with several people through the years for the Chamber of Commerce, and just one activity after another the Chamber does, doing a great job helping the businesses out here in Wayne County, grow, expand, help them publicize themselves and things of that sort.
Yes, absolutely. Yep. They've had a board retreat over the summer, and they've kind of completely revitalized the mission and the focus to business development and industry development, things along that nature. So we are really pushing to better our businesses, bring in more industries, and just make it better for everybody all around.
Okay. Bob, questions or comments for Faith?
I think the one thing on the Brew and Build, they were asking people register by the 29th. So just want to
Yes.
remind people that because they need to have a number of how many people are going to show up that day on September 5th.
Absolutely.
Right.
That's important.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to know what kind of crowd's coming. So they do ask that you pre-register by the 29th, but it is set for September 5th at Coastal Pines Technical College.
Okay, and 29th is this Thursday. And September 5th is what? Next Thursday.
Yes.
So 1 week from the time it ends, the registration ends.
Give us plenty of time to know how much coffee and breakfast we'll need.
That's right. And what time does it begin?
It begins at 8:30 in the morning
In what place again?
at Coastal Pines Technical College in the Polytech Center.
Okay. Well, sounds good. Yeah, it's good that the chamber, is so active with activities going on, and not only just content with what they've been doing, but looking to do new things, refocusing, trying to help business expand, industry, and just it's just good that the chamber is just continuing to grow and to change and focus their mission on helping businesses and industry, as you said, but mainly businesses.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. And ribbon cutting once again is where and when?
It is tomorrow at 4 o'clock at 185 Sunset Boulevard.
Tomorrow or Thursday?
Tomorrow on Wednesday.
Oh, Wednesday. Okay.
Yep, and that
On
is
the
for
28th.
Yes.
Is that right? It's tomorrow on the 28th. All right.
For Blessed Girls Creations.
Okay. On my calendar, for some reason, I had it the 29th. So, but it's the 28th.
Yes,
The
sir.
28th. Blessed Girls having the ribbon cutting at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. There'll be light refreshments, giveaways, and things of that sort. And Blessed Girls is located at the intersection of Orange Street, Sunset Boulevard, right there at James E. Bacon, next to Sheffield's in that area.
Yes.
The old Chanberries location.
Mm-hmm.
Nice building there. Glad
is.
somebody moved into it.
It's huge.
And we wish
Like
Blessed
these.
Girls the very best there. All right. Anything else there, Faith?
That is all that I have, I think.
That's it. All right. We'll look forward to seeing you next time here on the world famous Butch and Bob Show here on WIFO. 105.5 FM. We'll be back with more of the show in just a moment.
When further treatment is no longer an option, hospice can provide services to manage symptoms and difficulties caused by illness. Emotional, psychosocial, and spiritual care, as well as support to the families and caregivers, are all part of hospice care. Hospice of South Georgia has been a part of the health community in Wayne and surrounding counties since 1998. The professional yet compassionate attention provided by our staff is unsurpassed. Widely supported by donations from the local population, Hospice of South Georgia is the local nonprofit hospice in Wayne County. Our administrative office is located at 1625 Sunset Boulevard, and Hospice of South Georgia accepts anyone who meets hospice criteria, regardless of their ability to pay. Please call 912-588-0080 to speak with someone about hospice care. That was 912-588-0080. We are your hometown hospice, and we are here to serve you. Hospice of South Georgia, working to add life to your days.
105.5 FM in Jesup, Big Dog Country Radio, WIFO. We continue on with the world-famous Butch and Bob show here on WIFO. So, Bob, you had mentioned the fact that we're losing our star linebacker. Is that correct for the Wayne County Yellow Jackets?
Yeah, we found out last Friday that we no longer have Tavion Wallace with us. He's trying to roll in Appleton County. Just a sad situation with the family situation, but again, it is what it is, and we wish him the best. But hopefully, he's not eligible this Friday night against the Wayne County Yellow Jackets.
Well, even if he was eligible, the head coach there for Appleton County is a former Wayne County coach, and you wouldn't think that he would, put Tavion in there to play against his teammates that he's been around for all these years and have to play against them. You would hope. You would hope that he wouldn't play them and start them next week, whoever Appleton County happens to be playing. We hope Tavion the very best, but it's a court order thing. The reason why he had to move. It's not. They didn't recruit him, folks. Him and his brother had to move over there and live with their sister in Baxley in Appleton County, and so it was a court order. The reason why he had to go over there due into a legal situation, and so he's over there. But you would not think that the Appleton County coach would not play him Friday night. That they would wait until the next week.
If he becomes eligible,
we don't know when he's going to be eligible.
You don't know what the GHSA rules are,
right?
But like I said, again, he's still committed to go to Arkansas. I'm sure he wants to play. Like I said, it's this family situation, so he's in Appleton County trying. I know he's enrolled in the school system. The question is he eligible to play? And how soon will he be eligible to play? All that has to be worked out. And I say, I've seen crazier things happen.
Crazy, man. Crazy.
But if he is eligible for Friday, I hope that the coach Mullis would see it not to play him against Wayne County's former teammates.
Well, that's just the right thing to do.
Yeah, well,
like Jason Beaver says, just do right, and that is the right thing to do. You don't play. You wouldn't play on. That wouldn't be right.
Sometimes coaches don't do the right thing. So,
well, Coach, you don't. They got a lot of talent there. They're not going to need him. They got good people there already. Of course, you don't have the talent of Wallace. I mean, here he is, a 4-star linebacker going to Arkansas. I mean, it would be great to put him in. For them, it'd be great to put him in as linebacker, but you wouldn't want him play. This happens right now, and then the next game that comes up is against the team that he's having to leave. It's just not. It's not good. It doesn't send a good message. So the best thing to do is just let him sit out for a week and then play next week if he's eligible to play this week.
Right. If he's eligible.
So the coach might not even have to make a decision. It could be made by the Georgia High School Association.
He has to work all that out.
Yeah.
And the school board meets today at 5:30. They've got a call meeting before their 6 o'clock meeting, so they're expected to announce who the interim school superintendent is at that meeting. Tried to do it this past Friday in an executive session, but 2 hours into it, they said wait till Tuesday. So we'll see what they decide to do today.
So they got to choose an interim, and then they got to turn around and advertise for a full-time superintendent. That the search could take, probably a month or so, and then you get to the interviews and stuff like that.
They haven't given a timetable on how soon they think a new superintendent will be hired. So they're still trying to figure out who the interim superintendent is.
Got to get that done first. Got to have somebody, got to have a captain of the boat, of the ship. You got to have the captain of the ship there to run things, and until the full-time school superintendent's put in, whatever that may be. I'm looking at a couple of months, so we'll see.
We're back in the same old, paying somebody to sit around and do nothing for a year. So Tommy Daniels played golf for 2 years. So maybe one day we'll break that trend. Whatever happened to firing people? Can you just fire people for insubordination?
That's great what the contracts say, Bob.
Just fire people. We don't want to fire people anymore. Just fire them. Don't pay them anything.
Well, there's
contracts,
there's unions, there's all kinds of stuff, Bob. Yeah. It's not as simple as you think it is.
Like Donald Trump, you're fired.
I mean, look at the coaches of these teams. They got their contracts, and they get bought out and they go somewhere else because they don't want them there anymore, and so they still get paid for a while.
They've got good lawyers there. It's crazy. But that meeting today at 5:30, and the regular meeting at 6 o'clock. So we'll have a full report tomorrow here on the local news.
Okay.
And that murder trial continues down at the courthouse. We'll have another report on that tomorrow. Again, Lannis Paul Brown on trial for murder. Victim Zachary Johnson. And
that
defense
event happened last year, you said?
Happened February 3rd of 2023.
Okay.
In a shed off a community circle. So be interested to see what the other people in the shed testified to. So, but like I said, the state's looking for a guilty verdict. The defense is looking for a not guilty verdict. So the jury gets to decide that this week. And we'll follow that this week at the courthouse.
How many days has the trial been going on?
It just started yesterday. They picked a jury Monday and started the trial at 1 o'clock yesterday afternoon with opening arguments.
Okay. Well, Bob will be there at the courthouse and have a full report on our local newscast tomorrow morning around 7:15.
Right.
So I'm sure that the case will probably go on most of the day today.
And the railroad crossings are starting to open up, so they've been working on that the last several days. Cherry Street is open. The Orange Street expected to be open sometime today. So
Cherry Street, they've redone Cherry Street?
Cherry Street.
Well, that's when you go across,
Yeah.
What do you think, Bob?
It's nice.
It's nice.
Yeah, nice and smooth.
Big smile on Bob's face. CSX listened to Bob Morgan, and it's nice and smooth. So when he goes across there in the morning, he's coming to the station.
Yeah, there's no hump.
No hump. Just right across.
It's not like
just right across.
It's not like a ride at the carnival. It's a nice, smooth.
They'll get a few years, Bob, and they'll start messing up again. They'll have to come back and do it again. That's just the way it is. But at least it's smooth right now.
Yeah, it's smooth.
Nice and smooth. Make Bob Morgan happy.
They did a good job.
Hats off to CSX for making Bob smile.
Hopefully they get the other ones to smooth.
So you got Orange Street. Then, of course, Magnolia is the one that's got more, there that's going to. That's really difficult to get that real smooth, but glad that Cherry Street's making you happy, Bob.
The mayor gave the schedule to see on when they plan to open these other ones up.
Okay.
If I can find it.
Well, don't they just work on them one at a time?
They've been working on them. I mean, they had them all closed. They're working on all of them at the same time.
What do you have to do down to Pine Street to go across?
They got plenty of people at work. They're all. I mean, it looks like they're working on all of them at the same time. So.
Huh. So they'd back traffic up if everybody had to go down to Pine Street. Of course, you just go up and down Cherry Street. You have no idea what's going on Orange Street or Magnolia Street, do you? Nope. No, you don't.
Really. Let's see. They said the Cherry Street crossing's now open. Orange and Pine Street should be open later today. Magnolia will be open on Thursday, and the Buggy Whip on South Brunswick Street also open as of late Monday afternoon. So that from CSX and the mayor, Ralph Hickox.
All right. Good to get these crossings all fixed up.
Yeah. Hopefully they'll all be as smooth as Cherry Street. But it's nice to have Cherry Street open.
Yep. Cherry Street's the easiest one to get smooth.
Overpass isn't too bad, though. I've been using the overpass the last several days, so it's not too bad.
Just go right over it. Don't have to worry about trains. Just up the hill, down the hill.
It was a bad wreck, though. Somebody, I don't know who it was, they went over the overpass and they tried to cut back, which, where Stucky's cleat.
You tried to turn in there?
Yeah, bad wreck.
You can't do that.
You
got to go down to the alley at American Steel Buildings and turn left there and go back around.
They tried the shortcut, and it was a bad accident. I think it happened Friday.
Don't do that. Just go down to the alley, turn left there at American Steel Buildings, go through the alley, come back around. So somebody tried to turn left around and go through there, huh? Boy. Yeah. They paid for it, didn't they?
They paid for it. It was a bad accident.
Hate to hear that. Oh, well. Bob, anything else on your mind this morning? Anything at all?
I'm just, like I said, ready for college football. I'm glad that it's back. And like I said, I'm worried about my Steelers quarterback situation. They still need a quarterback. From what I see, they don't have one. So
I understand that Russell Wilson's going to be the starting quarterback.
Based on what?
I report from the coach the other day.
I understand, but I watched all preseason games, and I'm telling you, I don't have a quarterback on my team. I'm just so.
Well, they set Russell Wilson out this week and played Fields, so that means that Wilson's starting.
Like Pittsburgh fans said, we got rid of a bad quarterback and got 2 bad quarterbacks. It's not a good situation. Steeler fans are upset.
We just need to make you in charge of personnel, though.
I say bring back Kenny Pickett. That's just me.
Well, apparently they didn't want him. All right, Bob, have a good day. All right, the world-famous Butch and Bob Show here on WIFO 105.5 FM in Jesup, brought to you by First Southern Bank, Murphy Builder Supply, and the Service Department at G&S Auto Sales on North 1st Street in Jesup.